Okay, we are live. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the third episode of uh, our Ramadan series. Yeah, and Alhamdulillah, today we have Brother Edison, also known
Hello,
as
everyone.
Amir Tan, joining us. Before we begin, the purpose of doing all this, once again, we just like to share is that to help people, one, have a better understanding of Islam, also to help those who are currently a new revert or probably are just finding out about Islam. Maybe they are still curious about Islam to join us and discover more about it, and to help those reverts also to get through their journey in Islam. Yep. So we also hope to spend time doing this so that they have a companion, during this Ramadan when they break fast. At least they know that everyone is going through this special month with them. And yeah, so that's basically the purpose of why we are doing this video. And to all who are, who would like to join our broadcast, if you are interested, you can also join us. You can send me or Ilyas a message on Instagram, and when we share with you the next topic, and if we feel that we can add you in, we just add you into the broadcast. I think that would be fun, right? Yeah, especially I think for those reverts who might have more questions, or even um just I mean even Muslim born. Yeah, if you have questions or anything, yeah, you can let us know. Inshallah, we try our best to answer some of them. Yeah. Okay, so today's topic is how do we adapt to a Muslim lifestyle? Okay, over here I just introduced to you a bit of our different time span as a Muslim. Okay, I've been so far a 7-year Muslim. Yeah, why is this my eighth Ramadan is because I was doing Ramadan as a non-Muslim before. That's why if we count that in, it will be my eighth Ramadan. I embraced Islam on the 2nd of November 2014. That was when I embraced Islam. So Alhamdulillah, now it's 2021. It's my seventh year a Muslim. And Brother Ilyas here embraced Islam just last year, 2020, in March, when COVID-19 happened as well. But
Yeah, correct.
Alhamdulillah, we managed to have a brother to join us as well. And so this is his second Ramadan. He spent last year doing Ramadan as well. And finally, we have Brother Edison. Today, this month is his first Ramadan. He just reverted just, I think, a few months ago only, right? I think December.
December.
Yeah,
December
December.
31st.
Remember the date?
Yep, December 31st.
31st of December. Wow. Precisely at the last day of 2020, we have Brother Edison join us. And now he's spending his Ramadan. Yeah. So before we continue, let's share a bit of, let's Brother Edison to share about his experience so far and how he adapted so far. We start from the fresh
Freshest.
blood, the fresh blood.
Fresh blood. uh, Hello, everyone. My name is Edison. So I actually, to be honest, I converted on 30th December, not 31st. Just check my card. Yeah, so this is my first Ramadan, and this is my fifth day of fasting. So it's very interesting because since before I was a Muslim, I actually seen a lot of my friends fasting, and I always thought like how it felt like, to fast. And then I never understood like eating in front of them is it makes them feel uh, you know uncomfortable. So now I get opportunity, and then I understand how it felt like. And of course, during Ramadan, uh, the devil is all locked up, so there's no temptation, right? So food become your temptation itself. So when you're hungry and thirsty, when you smell good food, even though a $3 chicken rice smell like a $36 chicken rice in the restaurant, yeah, that's how it is. And currently is going well for me. Uh, I guess the first day when I fasted, I was not super hungry or thirsty because my body normally don't eat a lot, and it only happened on the fourth day where I started to feel hunger. Yeah, because my body starting to adjust. Yeah, so it was something that I go through, and today the fifth day I gone through thirst, and it was really wow, like really thirsty, and I was tempted to drink water, but I didn't want to, even though I had breakfast because of my first time, but I didn't want to. I want to go through as a Muslim with everyone who is going through it and feel how it felt like. And I managed to go through everything, and Alhamdulillah, go through the day after work, and it's tiring, but when I break fast, I felt blessed, I felt good, because at the end of the day, we did it. So many days to come, I mean, for Ramadan to end, but we are all in this together. Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. Any things you do to adapt to such a change in your lifestyle? For example, you've never fasted before, right? So, how did you maybe prepare for it, or how did you, when you face a challenge during fasting, what do you do? Yeah, maybe share that part.
Okay. For that, normally I would suggest you guys to prepare food the night before, and it's very important. So I'm really lucky enough to have my girlfriend giving me a mini rice cooker to help me prepare my food. Yeah,
Wow.
she's really nice. And so I managed to prepare overnight. Sometimes I prepare tuna, sometimes I prepare bread. Um, I even have chocolate milk, which is from Farm Fresh, and is really good. So that can help you to get your body uh, to last until 14 hours lah, before you can eat. Yeah, so I would suggest that everyone eat the night before, especially if you are a sleeper, you like to sleep very long, you don't want to wake up. Yeah, but if not, I suggest that you guys wake up at 5 a.m. That is one of the time that I wake up to get my food ready and all and eat before I do my subuh prayer, and then do additional 2 rakat lah before I go back to sleep. Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, that's so far very good. Wow, preparation. So the tips is preparation. In fact, yes, Islam is everything is preparation. If you notice, from
Yeah.
the time you before when you leave your house for subuh, you have to plan your day as well. For example, some people when they travel or they work, right, they have to travel around from place to place. They would plan and foresee and basically predict where they are going to do their prayers. For example, um, let's say you have to travel from the east of Singapore to the west of Singapore, and that takes about an hour, right? So somewhere along the way, they would plan, okay, if I'm going to do my asr later, right, it cannot pass this time, for example. For Singapore, you cannot pass the Maghrib time. So they will know like roughly the journey will take how long, and in between where are the nearest mosque or musola or places that they can possibly stop by to pray. Yeah, and usually they will do that um, planning in their heads. Yeah. Also, for example, some people need to find out where the Qibla is. So they will carry a travel bag that has like a very small travel pouch, and they put their sajada in there, their prayer mat, their compass. Some nowadays you have apps with that ability to tell you the direction of the Qibla, which is very good. Alhamdulillah. So all these are pre-thought, before they leave the house. And Islam is so beautiful that it trains you to do a lot of planning, right? Yeah, so you plan your day, you plan where you want to pray, you plan the places you're going to go to when you eat as well, right? So for example, or maybe lunchtime, these few areas are serving non-halal food. Maybe the nearest halal food somewhere around the corner, or vegetarian shop somewhere around the corner. Yeah, so planning. I guess Brother Edison has already picked up the first skill of adaptation in Islam, planned beforehand. Yeah. What about Brother Ilyas? Anything to share for so far 1 year, a second Ramadan, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so I think preparation is important, right? I think, um, I guess not only for the food itself, but I think if I were to give an advice, right, for new Muslims, right, I think it's to prepare and learn, uh, what Ramadan is about before Ramadan starts, right? Because I think some people, they might not have the time. Okay, if like they really become a Muslim really like a few days or few weeks before Ramadan. So I think preparation in terms of the knowledge of at least I think what to do, what not to do during Ramadan, and the you know at least know like what this is about, what Ramadan is about. It's not just about fasting from food. It's also about protecting our everything else, like our eyesight, our mouth, our heart from evil temptations. And yeah, so I think to prepare yourself for that, right, I think it's important to have a teacher, because I think for a lot of born Muslims, right, where they learn from like what to do, what not to do is probably from their parents, right? Like they will learn from their parents what to do, and the parents will teach them as they grow up. So as a Muslim revert or a convert, we don't get access to this kind of knowledge when we grow up. So we basically have to learn everything at one shot, in a way before Ramadan. So yeah, I think preparation in terms of the Ramadan knowledge itself, I think is important. And yeah, I think that is the advice I will give to new Muslim reverts in terms of adapting, to Ramadan itself. But adapting to other things about Islam and being a Muslim, I think there is more. But I think maybe I'll share more later on. Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. Yeah. So, like what Brother Ilyas said, it's also true. Preparation of how we can purify our hearts. One of the thing is to do your intermittent fasting. Yeah. So it said that Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, peace and blessings be upon him, would normally fast every Monday and Thursday, even after Ramadan, and the days leading up to Ramadan. So it's his habit to fast on every Monday and Thursday. So it's a sunnah for us to do that fasting. I guess that's one of the ways some people prepare their long period of fast, and fasting itself also purifies the heart because you tend to be more observant of um, people who are less fortunate than you, and you start to develop a more caring heart as well towards others. It also trains you to be more in control of your desires and other emotions. And like Brother Edison previously just said that Satan is locked up during this period of Ramadan. Um, but now we're left with certain thoughts in our heads, right, that are actually from us. So we we have lesser things to basically control versus the days when Satan is out before Ramadan. Yeah. So yeah, Alhamdulillah, for me, what I do myself is sometimes, not every time, I try my best, is to fast on Mondays and Thursdays. Yeah. Um, and if I were to fast on a Friday, I would do a pair. Fridays you have to pair up, right? You can't do Friday on its own. So you have to do fasting on Thursday and Friday, or Friday and Saturday. Yeah, there's a hadith about that. So um, yeah, if you do a Friday fast, you have to pair it with another day. It cannot be on its own because of the sacredness of Fridays. Yeah. Besides that, also reading the Quran or memorizing more of the surahs on the Quran will help to purify your heart, and giving to charity, even on days when it's not Ramadan, will also help you to be more, to develop a more compassionate heart, I would say. Yeah. One way to tell, they say, one way to tell when you are doing the right thing is when your heart actually can easily soften to a lot of things. Like you feel this form of softening of the heart, and you can even some people can even cry at the little things. That shows that their heart is very in touch uh, with people around them, the society and community also. So they're willing to take the action to do. Yeah, it doesn't mean you're a Muslim you must do. Some non-Muslims have really good heart also and intention, and you see them, having this in their heart. They want to donate, they want to help, they go out to help people. It's actually in all our hearts. All of us are given this ability to feel, and Ramadan makes it easier for you to get even more in touch with that. Yeah, I feel. Yeah, so like, actually you covered most of it, planning, purifying the heart, um, on days even before Ramadan and during Ramadan. So, what other things we need to adapt? Food, right? Food is one of the thing, most common thing actually. People will say, "How do you find halal food?" I mean, like sometimes when you want to go out with your friends and or your colleagues, and they go to a place that doesn't have a halal logo, right? Or around that vicinity, there's no restaurant with a halal logo. So, what do you do to satisfy your food? You know, you need to feed yourself, right? Yeah. For me, I would um, first either see if there's any even a bit closer, not so far halal place. I try to use all the options first, all the halal place that is nearby. Um, if I can find, and it's like maybe 10 minutes walk, then I come back to join my friend at their restaurant with takeaway. If the restaurant allow me to do a takeaway to bring to their restaurant where they want to eat, and they are okay with me bringing the food, then I'll do that. I'll just walk a bit further, buy food from a halal place, and come to their restaurant and eat with my friends. Yeah. Um, Otherwise, if that is not what I do, I'll find a vegetarian restaurant. Yeah. And I always usually ask the auntie if, they cook with any alcohol in there. If no alcohol, it's halal for us because it's all vegetable, and they won't use meat. Yeah. So that is another way we can avoid. If we, I mean, you can adapt. Yeah. So yeah, that's the two ways. The other way is you sit down and smile at your friend with a cup of water. And anyway, we've practiced fasting, right? So I try to train myself to smile all the time. Even though they're eating, I think they feel bad, but they don't have to feel bad actually. It just it's like building more muscle in your faith, and also more muscle in your soul to look and, yeah, to just go by the day. That's for me. I don't know about you guys. What about you guys?
Elias, you should share first.
For food itself wise, I don't think I face that much of an issue, because like I don't place that much of an importance on friends to go out and eat with friends. Okay, I don't place that much of an importance on going out to eat with friends. If they want to eat in a non halal place, then they just go there. I can eat on my own. I have no. I know some people like they cannot eat on their own. Like they find it awkward to buy a food and then sit down in a place and then eat on their own. It's a bit hard also like, to find a place actually, because if it's lunchtime, right, and you go to a packed coffee shop, it's either you buy the food first and then you find a place to sit, or you try to choke the table first, right, before you buy the food. So there's also some difficulty in that, but basically I think it's still doable, right? The point is either one of the option, it is still doable, right? So that is what I personally do myself. And yeah, so other than that, I don't face that much of an issue with food itself lah. But what I would say is if I really cannot find any halal food nearby, right, then I think I would just skip my lunch. Or usually dinner, I think I will settle it at home already, or like I'll buy on the way home. So lunch, I'll settle it or skip it. And I think the good thing about Ramadan, right, is it also helps us to adapt to the Muslim lifestyle in a way, right? Like so we don't feel that hungry in the daytime. Like since last year, right, after my first Ramadan, like during lunchtime, I don't feel that hungry anymore. So if I can eat, I will eat. If I don't find any food, then I will skip. So I think there's also a lot of things in Ramadan that helps us to adapt, not just to food, but to other practices as well. Like helps us to, get used to waking up early in the morning. So afterwards, after Ramadan, like usually if we wake up at 5 p.m., right? I also wake up at 5 p.m. Afterwards, you have to wake up anywhere from Fajr to until the sunrise, right? So it is not that hard anymore compared to waking up at 5 o'clock, right? So it also helps us in a way. Lah. And last thing I would say, right, is dinner wise, right, how Ramadan also helped me to adapt to a Muslim lifestyle, right, is because I think during Ramadan we place a lot of importance at night. Correct. We after Maghrib we have to break our fast, then we have to eat, then we have to pray Maghrib, then we have a few maybe 30 minutes until Isha, right? So at the night time is very important, and not only in Ramadan itself, but it also helps us to adapt outside of Ramadan, like in the remaining 11 months. So basically, I don't go out much with friends like at night. Like I think since last year until now, right, or since I became a Muslim until now, I have never gone out with any friend once at night because right, the
Why?
night time is so packed. Like after Maghrib, right, uh, it is you only have like 1 hour until Isha, right? And if we eat lunch outside, right, probably it's like 1 hour already. You'll miss either Asr if you pray late or Maghrib. So you'll miss either one if you choose to eat outside, and there's no place to pray or whatsoever. So since then, right, I became a Muslim. I've never gone out with anyone. If, if I can remember correctly, lah. I don't think I have since I became a Muslim. So yeah, I think not going out also helps to adapt to a Muslim lifestyle.
Wow.
But yeah,
Okay, but before we go to Brother Edison, actually, no lah. How's it? I bring a travel pouch, the little sajada,
yeah,
and I do eat Maghrib. I mean, eat Maghrib. I do eat dinner. I do eat my dinner, and sometimes, of course, the queue is long, and you can see the time is coming to Isha already, and you need to do your Maghrib. So let's just say that if the restaurant is a Muslim-owned restaurant, usually they even have a prayer area on because their staff is Muslim. So sometimes they'll take turn to do their prayer. So I will just ask the staff, "Nah, where do you guys pray?" And they usually lead me to where their prayer room is, and we can even sometimes jam up with them, join together. Yeah. If there is not like your friend is choosing a non-halal place, but you bring your own food or something, um, usually I will walk around the I do a bit of recce. uh, I walk around. I see a spot that is clean, and anywhere you can pray anywhere as long as it's clean. So you can pray on the grass. You can pray on uh, any stone or something, one corner. As long as it doesn't block people, right? You can pray. It's okay to pray in public, but just don't block people. Yeah. In fact, just to share quickly, when I travel around, and me and my wife, okay, then we were going for a honeymoon in London, and literally we will have to do Zohor. Okay, but then as a traveler, right, we have travelers law. You can follow the travelers rule. We call it the Musafir ruling. So you can join your Zohor and your Asr together. So you do 2 rakats, which is for Zohor, and the other two is for your Asr. Okay, yeah. So um, while traveling, right, we had no choice because it's a long day of traveling and we're going out to even Stonehenge and then come back. So there's like a lot of places we want to go, right? And we need to cover them. So how we might miss our prayers, but we didn't. So what we did was we already brought our travel pouch. We went under a tree in London, and this is public area. People could see us. Just started praying. And take our wudu, pray. And guess what? Other Muslims that were walking by, they wanted to do their prayer, they would jam up with you. Or the for girls, they will do it behind, right? Behind us. So yeah, they will just pray. So alhamdulillah, sometimes they are waiting to see whether got people pray, when they don't feel so lonely. Yeah. So that's what we do. And we still carry on with our social activities that we need to do. Yeah. So it doesn't feel like we are being outcasted. We're not outcasted. Yeah. We just need to work around it. Yeah. Sorry. Did I take so long? Okay, Edison, your
That's
turn.
okay. It's okay. For me personally, I guess I'm like brother. Yes, I am in. I mean, when it comes to food, if I'm not with my girlfriend, I normally can eat alone. And really thankful that because I'm working at CC, I'm gonna tell you where. Um, Normally my prayer time, I will just find a room and just pray. For food wise, if I can't find a restaurant, I will just skip also. But mostly, I don't skip lah. I will just try to find a restaurant and eat because working is tiring and you get hungry. Yeah, so ultimately, I would say you have to learn to adapt. To as a newly convert, I know it's hard to find a restaurant, sometime or any coffee shop where got halal food, but you will get the hang of it because you gotta understand that you're not the only Muslim there. Although you're a convert, but there is Malay people, Muslim people out there that couldn't find place also. So you're not alone. I always use this word. You're not alone. You're with other people going through the same thing. So what I did was I will either grab food. Grab food is one of the best way to find halal food. Yeah, and then if not, I will just find a place to sit. But recently, I always go and eat with my Muslim friend, because my workplace I have a lot of Muslim friend. Yeah, regarding about friends, it's okay to mix with Chinese people. I know it's hard to find Chinese, like especially with a Chinese friend, then you have to go to a restaurant where it's not halal. But it's not wrong to have a Chinese friend. You can also and find your way, like how Brother Harriet go, jalan around, go and find a place to tapao or stuff. If not, you mix with Malay friends and go and eat halal food together. That's two of the ways lah. And I always free to. I mean, I'm always friendly. Like a friendly giant. I mix with anyone. Yeah. So I guess I didn't have difficulty, but the only difficulty I have is at home. Why? Because I'm not married yet. So in a way, finding halal food, especially preparing my halal food, right, is not as easy because most of the utensils, spoon, plates, everything is not halal. So I have to wash and all that. And then every time my father tapa, I have to ask my father, is it halal? This kind of thing. And I felt bad to ask because they're always tapao food for me and there's no issue. But this time around I had to keep asking. So I guess that's one of the things that most of the new convert might face. Towards asking their parents, is this halal or not? And then you have to trust them if they say it's halal. So at the same time, don't have to be afraid of it because at the end of the day, you're not going through alone. You know, and I would say that always seek help if you really need help, like from other people. Go and seek your Muslim friend if they can help out, or maybe provide you own utensils that you can keep inside a room. I would say, if not, just pray. Just say Bismillahirrahmanirrahim and wash the dishes with soap and all that. To cleanse the utensils. That's what I do. Yeah. Then other than that, I think you will be fine. You will slowly grow to eat. Yeah. And then for prayer wise, I guess it's not about being just shy. I believe some people are shy when you're outside, especially in an open field. Like sometimes I pray outside also. You know, like where people watch. Sometimes if not, I will find a staircase where it's quiet and all, and I just pray. But other than that, I'm okay to pray outside where people watch. You know, it's good. You want to watch me pray, so be it. But I'm not doing it out of pride. I'm doing it to glorify Allah. You know,
Yeah.
you pray is a blessing also. So, you know, when you're praying, people see, and those Muslim people who saw you pray, they might join in. You know, they might feel comfortable. You know, when you pray, then it's like, oh, okay, there's this Muslim praying there. I'm gonna join him. So as you do that, no more and more will join, which is actually a blessing also. So don't be afraid to pray. Just know that you're doing it for Allah, not for the people. And whatever people do or people judge you, they are accountable to themselves. Yeah, they are not you are not accountable to them. Neither are they accountable to you. So if they judge you, and one day they will be judged lah. Simple as that. So don't be afraid as a newly convert Muslim. Just do what you can because Allah see your hearts. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a few things here. Yes, intentions are most important. Allah look at our intentions, and only Allah can see what is your true intention. Not even us. Not any human being can. So it is also mentioned as I can't quote hadith lah, but I know a hadith that say that we should always look at the good of every person first, and not so be quick to assume that the person is doing something wrong. Yeah, and we are not supposed to be judging others. So I always take the good, positive look of a person first. That's one. Intentions are the most important, and of course it comes from the heart. Next thing is, yeah, prayer. You mentioned about prayer. Um, in the previous episode, we did mention about how to go around it. Tell your boss before, during an interview, just say that you're a Muslim, and these are certain things that you need to perform. Actually, Islam is also the opportunity for you to share, right, that knowledge, so that people understand and they know what you need. Yeah, it's not so much of uh, saying so that people feel uncomfortable or they feel like you're converting them or not. It's just so that they understand you, right? So then people will go to the staircase at the top floor to do their prayers. That's one way they do their prayers in the office. And you mentioned something about food. Um, can you roughly bring back a point? I can't suddenly my mind
Which
forgot.
part about the at home one or
Okay. Family. Yes. Okay. For reverts, right? Because our families may not be Muslim. Okay, and most of the time, actually, at least 99% not Muslim, right? Right. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, how do you solve the problem of um, them buying the wrong food for you? Right? It might not be halal food. Okay, one is to take the initiative to buy the food. So you can be the one that who is charitable and say, "Mom and Dad, I'll buy you dinner today," or "I always will buy you dinner." It's okay, what? Right? At the same time, when I bring home your food, I bring home my food that I can eat. Right? Yeah, and we can eat at a table together. That's one way. Maybe it's actually a way to soften their heart because they see now you're taking the initiative to always buy food for them. Then they feel, "Well, my son has changed. He has actually used to be the one who sit at home watch TV until food is served at the table for him. Now he's the one taking the initiative to feed all of us." So it could work that way too, right? And it will soften their heart. That way you can ensure the quality of your food also, right? There's the quality control for you. Um, the other one is, of course, you know, if you feel that you're going to be outside and you can't join them for dinner, then you just settle my dinner outside before I come home. Yeah. So that's the other way. So take the initiative. For me, I would another thing is educate your family, like just to tell them what is halal, right? I think explain a bit more. If you don't know how to explain, I think now you have the Muslim guidebook, right? Which is good that all of us have this Muslim reverts guidebook or converts guidebook. Yeah. And inside they explain clearly what is halal, why we only can eat halal food, this kind of basic understanding. So with that understanding, when your parents go out to buy food for you, at least they will use this knowledge to buy for you the food, right? Yeah. So that's why the guidebook is quite good in that sense. Yeah. I hope this has benefited all who are listening as well, who are reverts out there. This is what I would do. Yeah. And before we carry on, uh, we are looking at a lot of comments. So just, I feel that it's rude if you don't wish them back. Since I'm maybe saying Ramadan Mubarak, so Ramadan Mubarak to all of you.
Mubarak to you all.
Yeah.
Ramadan Mubarak.
And there's so many people here, people from the Philippines. I'm so glad you put your country down, like where you're from. At least it gives us a sense of who are watching and the people around the world who are watching. People from Belgium, Assalamu alaikum to you too. Uh, and brothers and sisters from Indonesia as well, and Malaysia as well. Alhamdulillah. And Bangladesh. Yeah, so glad that you join us for this live session. Yeah, and I hope this has also benefited you. Islam is made easy for everyone. There's always a way around things. It's just how we use um, our wisdom. We use our mind a bit more to think of ways around it. As long as it meets the criteria, right? It's done. Yeah, and most important is the intention. Yeah. Oh, someone is also here from Tampines. I used to live in Tampines. That's my birth home actually. Yeah, yeah. So hello. Yeah, and okay. So we talked about food. Okay, briefly went through prayers. Right. Okay. Some people find it's hard to wake up for subuh. Any tips, guys? Anybody can go on here.
I think I will start first. I think the first thing is I think after Ramadan, I think subuh or fajr will be easier for you. And the second tip, I guess, to wake up for fajr, right, would be to use an actual alarm clock. So let me show you. I have an actual alarm clock here. Okay, I used to not use an alarm clock. And this alarm clock very good. You can have like different function, there's like tons of settings behind. Okay, and
Wow.
why I use an alarm clock, right, is because like because phone, right, usually you put beside your bed, right, like under your pillow or just where you can reach from your bed. So after I use an alarm clock, right, there's two reasons why I wake up easier, because this alarm clock is very loud. Okay, and so if it keeps ringing, right, it will disturb everyone in the house. So this is one motivation to wake up. Okay, I don't want to disturb and wake up everyone else in the house. And the second reason, right, is because this alarm clock is far away from me. I put it far away from me, so I have to actually get out of the bed before I can turn off the alarm. So
Uh,
I think these two things will help you wake up. Yeah, I think it depends on individual, but I think this has really helped me compared to the phone, because the phone, right, I will just like snooze sometimes, and it's just not that good. Maybe sometimes your phone run out of battery in the middle of the night. So I think having this alarm clock, it's a pretty good choice, and it's very cheap, $5. And if this $5 can,
Promote.
yeah, if this $5, I tell you, can get you a place in heaven, in the hereafter, for waking up for Fajr. I think it's worth it at this $5.
$5. Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
On
So
Shopee.
what about the Edison Amir? How
For me
any problem with
personally,
waking up? Any problem waking up for subuh?
yes. So for me personally, my alarm clock is the ringtone is Jurassic World, the ringtone where they find a T-Rex. So they got this yeah. So the sound is really loud. So normally what I did was I set two two timing. So normally if I can't wake up, I will set like 5 o'clock, 5:05, 5:10, something like that. Purposely set 2 to 3. So I'll wake myself up. But sometimes also it's based on my mentality, whether if I want to wake up. So like if I put 5, then I was like, oh, I still want to sleep. So I will just close my eyes and rest. And then I cannot sleep. Why? Because in my head it's like I need to get up. My mentality is fixed there. It's like I need to wake up, I need to eat, if not too late. And then I need to
Mm.
pray, something like that. So somehow also it makes me remind that I'm not the only one doing it again. I'm not the only one waking up this timing. People are waking up even earlier to prepare food. So I don't want to be lazy. I'm just gonna wake up. So it's like something that I kept myself awake. So I just wake up, and although how I wake up, sometimes look like a zombie, look like a vampire, just tired. But it helps lah, especially for the ringtone lah. The ringtone is really really loud lah. So I am always putting alarm clock. I guess when I started working, I take time very seriously, meaning time is very precious to me because you never know when you're gonna leave this world. So I will always check the time, how long I have to sleep, especially for me or for some of you guys out there has insomnia. You all can't sleep early. So the best is to set a few alarm clock. Or like brother Elias said, right? If you might snooze your phone or phone no battery, get a normal the $5 alarm clock that he's promoting. Yeah, and then put it far away from you. Set it as loud as possible, so you have to get out a bit and to get it done. So by the time when you get out a bit, your brain will start working really, and then you were like, okay lah, I don't want to go back sleep already. I'll just eat my food and do my prayer. Yeah, that's my suggestion for you guys.
Okay, so Brother Edison have a dinosaur chasing him in the morning before he does his subo. Okay, then after that, Brother Elias with his special $5 alarm clock can buy from Shopee. So for me, there's a few things actually. First, I started out right with more than one alarm clock. It's true. My wife is annoyed because right, I used to have about three alarm clocks. Okay,
Wow.
and and no, actually two. Sorry, two alarm clocks. But one is the iPhone. The other one is the metal one. You know, the really old-fashioned one that sounds like the fire alarm. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, that is super loud.
that is super loud. But okay, then she gets super annoyed. So there's a few things we can do. First is to have the intention to wake up early. The intention, right? So when you do your isha, you can make dua and ask Allah to make it easy for you to wake up. Okay, so psychologically we are preparing ourselves to get up. Okay, that's one. Second, don't put yourself in a situation where you can't wake up. Yeah,
Correct.
what I mean is, first is to sleep early so that you have enough rest to wake up. That's one. Okay. As you know, REM sleep is every two hours is a cycle. 2 hours is a cycle. So let's say if they wake up at 5 for subuh, right? 2 hours, 2 hours. Let's say four cycles, which is 8 hours, right? Uh, so 8 hours before 5 a.m. is what time? Anybody know? Is it 10 a.m.? 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it's 9 a.m. 9 p.m. 9 p.m. means you can wake up at 5, right? So for some people, 6 hours is enough. If 8 hours of sleep is what you need, then you have to sleep by 9 p.m. Yeah. So that is basically, if your intention is to wake up at 5 to do your subuh, if your subuh is at 5, some people subuh is at 6, right? Okay. So what I'm trying to say is, based on the time of your subuh, you plan again. So it's about planning, right? You have to wake up, you sleep early so that you can wake up at that time. Okay, that's one. Second, after intention, after you plan, you need to put yourself in a situation where it's not so comfortable to sleep for long. For example, some people on the aircon and it's too comfortable that they don't want to move their body. So your aircon can set a timer. Okay, you know aircons can set timer, right? Maybe at 4 a.m. it shuts off, and then the room will start to feel a little bit more warm, right? When that happens, you will automatically feel uncomfortable around 5. Yeah, shit, I woke up already,
Yeah.
right? Ah. because you have a blanket over you, you feel warm, right? You start sweating maybe, then you start to wake up. So if we really want to get something done, right, there's many ways on. Okay, that's another thing people do. Third, another thing you can ask, you can give your parents an incentive. Okay, mom, I need to wake up at 5:30. If I don't wake up, you can sprinkle water at me, and I give you $1. Shows how dedicated you are at time, and they feel happy that they're receiving $1 for doing it. You know, maybe you give them a spray and they spray your face, at the time to wake you up. Yeah, that's another option. I I I'm just giving. Um, the other one is okay intention, and you also can do a bit of okay. Don't drink coffee after 4 p.m. because you find it hard to sleep. Okay, things like that. Don't look at your phone at least an hour before you sleep, or your computer. These are things that you can do so that you can sleep quickly. Yeah, and instead of counting sheep, right? Okay, you can keep repeating this in your head. Wake up at 5, wake up at 5, wake up at 5, wake up at 5. Really, your body will suddenly build a clock for it. Wake up at 5.
Yes,
Okay, as long
agree.
as you keep doing all this at the same time, if you find it very hard to sleep, if you do all this, you know, you're really doing your best, Allah can tell. You're doing your best to wake up for subuh. And boom, you wake up for subuh, right? Then your wife, if you have a wife, can also be another person to wake you up. If she wakes up early, she's the kind who wakes up early, let's say. Yeah. So you can get a person to help you to wake you up. So why is it so important to get this done? Why is people say why go through the hassle of doing subuh? I mean, non-Muslim will think why you all need to put yourself in such a situation, correct? Well, in Islam, our prayers are structured to our life. Prayers are part of our life. Yeah, we use it to balance out the negativity we face outside, stress we face outside. Prayers help us to get through life as a human being. It's so important to us. So that is why we do our subuh early in the morning, because it is the time where God has told us that it's the best time to wake up, right? And to prepare your day. And in fact, a lot of CEOs, they wake up 4 a.m. Yeah, those top CEOs, they really wake up at 4 a.m. They say it's a golden hour or something like that. They
Yeah,
wake
and then
up,
they shower with cold water.
yeah, they will shower with cold water, and they would even go for an exercise, right? So people can do it. It's not an impossible task. It's how much effort you want to put into doing that task to get it done. Yeah, that's one. Um, what else? You can even get your friend to call you, who is a Muslim, who wakes up at subuh, right? When he wakes up, he gives you missed calls on your phone. Yeah. So there's many options. And
Yeah.
I like the very creative one that brother Amir said, get a dinosaur to wake you up. Okay, so
But I guess also at the same time, make sure your phone is not putting on vibration mode lah. If people
yes,
want to
yes,
call you, if you put on vibration, you will still sleeping. Yeah, so make sure it's not lah. Yeah,
yeah,
and make sure to charge your phone also.
yeah. Put it on the charger. Yeah. Elias, anything you want to add?
I think other than, like all these things that will help you wake up, right? I think it is also important to understand why we need to wake up, right?
Mm,
Why we need to wake up to pray Fajr or Subuh, depending on how you want to call it. So I think most Muslims will know. Maybe people who are new to Islam or just reverted may not know, but like it was narrated that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that the first thing, right, that will be brought to account on the day of resurrection will be our prayers, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask his angels, okay, um, whether or not like this person has completed his prayers, his obligatory prayers. Okay, if yes, then the prayer part will be counted as a pass. If it's no, right, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask the angels, did this person complete his nafil prayers, which is the sunnah prayers? If yes, then he will ask the angels to replace our obligatory with the sunnah prayers, right? So I think basically, right, it is very important. It is the first thing that will be asked on the day of judgment. And if it's going to be the first thing that will be asked on the day of judgment, right, or on the day of resurrection, it is very, very important. That's why it is the first question, right? So if we don't want to fail like our first test ready, right, on the day of resurrection, which is prayers, and we can do so by just waking up, 15 minutes, right? Even though it is makruh to sleep after subuh prayers, but sleeping, you can still sleep, right? As long as you complete your prayers, right? Maybe 15 minutes, that's all. So I think understanding the importance of why you are waking up, I think that is very, very important. So yeah, I think that's what I will add.
So have the right mindset, have the right preparation, and it will be done, inshallah. And say the prayer, ask Allah for help. He'll give you strength. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. Any problems with taking a wudu, finding place to take wudu? Some people bring a spray along in their bag to do the wudu. Yeah. You can just spray. In fact, if there's really no water around, you can take dust as well. Yeah. That's another option. But there's no excuse in Singapore everywhere as well. Because really, you can go to a public toilet anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, correct.
Any other things you want to talk about adaptation? Let's see
Adaptation.
what the comment section. Ah, everybody has given us very nice dua here. Listen to Islamic song to sleep. Okay, I have not tried that. Yeah, or listen to Quran. They say
This is
sometimes
a
when
way
you
to
sleep, right? When you sleep, right, and you're listening to Quran, subconsciously you're memorizing Quran. It might happen, Yeah,
Yeah, it might happen.
yeah.
Hey, Harold, try.
Oh, I do that now with my baby.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you remember?
Remember, yeah, I remember some recitation, but it's for an older person, it's a bit, our brain is not so spongy like a baby. Inshallah, when he can start speaking, I see what is his first thing he say. Maybe he say Allah. Inshallah. Yeah. But, anyone in the chat who would like to ask about adaptation? If you have any questions, feel free to drop them there, and see we can answer them. If not, maybe anyone else? Ilyas, you have anything for adaptation? We talk about food, we talk about praying, right? We talk
Yeah.
about
I think before I add on more, I think I'd like to ask the people that's watching this video. So if you guys have any topic requests for our next few live that you guys want us to talk about, feel free to suggest also. So we can have some ideas on what to share about in the next few live, like topic ideas. All right.
but I
So
think
yeah.
also sorry, just one more thing. I think we will try to make it an effort for every live to do a bit of a very short recitation of the Quran, very short, those that we know basically. You can take out the Quran and also recite in your homes at that point. Yeah, I think we'll try to do it until end of Ramadan. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, Ilyas, carry on.
Okay. So I think other than prayers, right, other than family and food, I think
Hey,
the
somebody's
last.
asked.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry,
What do you
sorry.
ask?
Is male circumcision required for conversion?
It's. I think there
It
is
is.
different of opinion on this. Okay,
Mhm.
like from different madhab, like so I think it depends on where
No
you're
mazhab.
from and
Is
which
it no mazhab was different?
have, but some say it's like obligatory. Some say it's highly recommended.
Mhm.
So um Yeah, I think it's a question that I guess there's no right or wrong answer. I think it's yeah.
If I'm not wrong, the Shafi'i mazhab, okay, for those who are unaware, in Islam there are a few school of thoughts. They're called mazhabs. Southeast Asia are mainly Shafi'i's mazhab. And by I think from our mazhab, it is a obligatory thing to get circumcised. Yeah. Anyway, it's nothing wrong to get circumcised. It doesn't feel that uncomfortable. In fact, it's for cleanliness. And a lot of medical science, and you can ask the doctor, is circumcision good for me? There's a lot of science to back that up, that it's actually good for you. Yeah. I have a friend who is
Yeah.
a non-Muslim who is circumcised, and he said because the doctor asked him to do it. So,
Mm.
and said that he feels a lot better that he's circumcised now.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he feels a
I
lot,
also got one friend circumcised. Like, cause the doctor asked him, cause his area always get like infections.
yeah.
Yeah, so the doctor asked him to get circumcised. I'm not sure if he has done it, but that's what he last told me. So yeah, and it's not only a Muslim practice or practice for Muslims. Like a lot of the people in the States, right? Like once the baby gets born, they'll get their baby circumcised right away. So like the people in the West, it's a practice over there. Yeah, correct.
Okay. Sorry, one comment here. Can I ask how you tell your friends about eating halal? Like if a friend has chosen a non-halal place for her birthday, do we go and not eat, or how do you find the balance? Sure, yeah.
Oh, you have a pin comment.
I
Yeah.
guess for these, it's really up to you to choose, because the thing is that of course I would say don't eat at all. But join them. It's okay to join them as a Muslim. Just join them, to celebrate, but make sure that you don't touch, because it that it's not halal, and I understand that you want to celebrate, but by being there, it's already a goodwill. You know what I mean? It's like I don't need you to eat the cake. I just need you to be there. Some people want you to be there for their birthday. Let's say if it's a birthday event, so people want you to be there more than just eating the food. Unless they are cooking and offer you, then maybe it's a different decision. Because I've been there, whereby got this uncle, he was really kind-hearted. I cook extra, I want to give you, but it's not halal. So I have to explain nicely and tell the person. Of course, you don't just straight away say, no, it's not halal, I cannot eat. I don't eat. But slowly tell them that you are Muslim, you can't eat this. But thank you for, cooking for me. I appreciate it. But I can't really eat. And you can give it to someone who want to eat it. Yeah, something like that. That's what I would do.
Okay.
Mm. Yeah.
So, Elias?
Usually, if my friends ask me right to go out for a birthday example, I wouldn't go lah. I'm someone that don't really put priority in this kind of events lah. Like some people, they like their friends a lot, right? But they like to go out with friends. This is how they are lah. But for me, this is how I am. So I wouldn't take much. I wouldn't go to this kind of events lah. Like I try to avoid social events like this.
Mhm.
So yeah, even like just now, right? Like going out with friends for dinner, it's not important for me lah. So I won't go to this kind of thing one. But again, I think for like this kind of events, right, like birthday wise, I think there's also different opinions, on this topic. So I think we wouldn't be the best people to ask. If you are really asking like what you should do, I think you should ask a Islamic teacher, because some scholars said that celebrating events such as birthdays is not allowed. So I think we are just sharing our experience. But if you really want an actual advice, right, I think you can go to an Islamic teacher. I think the teacher will be able to give you a much better advice. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Yes. I agree with Brother Elias. To get a better advice, always seek the right teacher to give you that advice. But what I will do is, okay, what I will do is, firstly, I see it as, um, why my friend is celebrating birthday. I want to make my friend. I mean, to be a person, a friend, right? You should also be there for them. And I believe that being there for them, to them is a special event, right? Will help them see also how good a friend you are. Yeah, as one of the things. So I can sacrifice. I will eat my dinner either later or eat earlier. Usually they eat birthday, they'll start at 8 p.m. or something like, or 7 p.m. Yeah, you can
Yeah,
eat
yeah.
your dinner at 5 first, you know, or 6. There's nothing wrong to eat earlier, right? Yeah. And I mean, it's just one meal. I would sacrifice. If I really don't feel like eating, then I I just go there and I ask if the cake, the person buy has any alcohol in there. Is it like, made of what? You can find out these ingredients and yourself make the wisdom. When you go traveling, right? There's no halal logo everywhere for you, right? Yeah. In fact,
Mm.
if you go to a Muslim country, they don't put the halal logo because it's assumed everything there is halal. They put the non-halal logo. It's the opposite. Yeah. Only
Mm.
in places like secular places they will put halal for to accommodate the Muslims. And I think we cannot be so tough on people. Try to, how to say. Uh, we need to as in we cannot be so strict. People have to accommodate to you. In that sense that they they feel that you're too tight. They don't want to even come close to you and learn anything. You know. So I think there's always a balance path. But the best person to give you this advice, I would say, is to ask a religious teacher. He will probably have even more answers that we can give. But for me, what I do is either I eat first or I eat later. I go for the party. I don't stay long. I'm just there. I'll give them a present and be there for an hour the max or so. Take a photo and, hey, I wish you a happy birthday and a happy life. Yeah, and just hope to see you more often in other days. Yeah. Or you can just, some people will do this every day is your birthday. So uh, yeah, I'm always the same person. I'm kind to you on every day, not only just on your birthday. Yeah, some people give this answer. Okay, that's our answers to Jialin and Xing. Or live with Sheikh Husseini, inshallah. I don't have to contact him. If I can get him on live, I would. Yeah, I have so many things to hear from him. Since he's a lot of he's filled with so much knowledge. Yeah, and he's also a very familiar with Buddhism, right? Am I right? Yes.
Yes, he was, from what I know from his story, right? He was previously a Buddhist, and then I think there's a story. I think if I'm not wrong, like he explored different religions, lah. I think also Christianity after that. Yeah, if
Mhm.
I'm not wrong. But from what I know is he was a Buddhist at first, lah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Then yeah. So
Okay,
it's
wait.
in
Another one.
Malaysia. Yeah.
Salam, brothers. We recognize you as Muslim. Some non-Muslim able to say greetings, Assalamu alaikum. I think it's okay to wish Assalamu alaikum. It's just peace be with you. Yeah, there's nothing wrong. You don't you. How do you know a person is a Muslim or not? In fact, I tell you one thing. We all are Muslims, right? Chinese Muslim, right? I tell you all the time, people think I'm not a Muslim.
Yes, agree.
I go to a shop and they are always surprised when I say Assalamu alaikum. How do you
Yes.
tell? How do you tell if I'm a Muslim or not? You cannot tell. Because it's an intention, right? You will be a Muslim. You cannot tell an intention or what? Yeah. But I think if people wish you, it's a good thing, right? They wish you. As long as they spoke it correctly, yeah. Not a wrong thing. They say something else is death be upon you, actually. Which also sound like that. So, yeah, really.
Mhm.
So you make sure that they say, I mean, they say, wish you peace. You say, Walaikum salam. Peace be with you. And same to you. Yeah. I think there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Again, if you think these are just my opinions, it's okay to disagree. And feel free to check up with a religious teacher. Okay.
For me,
Uh,
I think like for greeting wise, actually you don't have to worry lah, especially for Chinese. Like I work at People Association, right? So I will see a lot of Muslim pass by. I will always greet them with Assalamu alaikum, and some will look to me and shock. It's like, huh? How come you know how to say this? As Chinese. And ultimately, you greet them out of intention, right? You want to say peace be upon you, and of course they won't straight away tell, oh, you are a Muslim just because you say Assalamu alaikum. It's more of like how you talk to them. So sometimes I will explain to them, say, oh, actually I'm a convert, that's why I say this. If they give me the like blur face, like how come you say that. So normally I will also greet them was walaikum salam, before they leave. So I guess as a Chinese convert to Muslim, I would say that no issue about greeting people. Just do it because it doesn't matter. You don't really need the world to know you are a Muslim or not. Ultimately, Allah knows you are a Muslim. You know yourself are a Muslim, and if people ask you, just tell them you are a Muslim. Yeah, don't have to worry so much lah. To be honest.
yeah, his answer, when we are mingling with non-Muslim, it's important to share. We don't need to compromise on the grounds of religion, but we are one human race, creation of Allah. Yeah, actually, a lot of times, because of our good adab and manners, people are drawn to Islam. And if we are a bit like um, and close up, right, it's hard to show the beauty of Islam from there. People tend to think you're on your own. I think, yeah, yeah. We should love everyone, right? I mean, the story of the hadith, the story of the prostitute who fed the dog, yeah, and she went to heaven. The prostitute is also haram, and the dog, yeah. I mean, that alone says that it's only through the mercy of Allah that we are going to heaven. You can be Muslim, you can be practicing Muslim, but it's only by His mercy that we enter heaven. Yeah, it's just that we're following the right things that He wants us to follow. So the ticket to go heaven is easier, I would say. Yeah, but end of the day, all of us need His mercy to enter heaven, Jannah. Yeah. Okay, so I think we're going to wrap this up. We have already crossed the 1 hour mark. I deliberately let it go longer because there's 3 person here in the conversation. Yeah, but main thing is everyone out there, Muslim or not, we love you, and
Yes, we love you.
all our dear brothers and sisters in Islam, uh, reverts as well. We are all here going through Ramadan together. Ramadan is a beautiful time of the month. The meaning of Ramadan also comes from the day. It's because of when the Quran was first revealed to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and that's how Ramadan began. Yeah. So people are wondering, right? Okay, the misconception about Hari Raya as a New Year. Yeah, I think maybe we should do that as a topic, like misconceptions again. Islam got so many misconceptions. I think you guys need to really go to proper Islamic school and get some knowledge now. So you get the right knowledge. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Elias, anything to say? Sorry if I cut any of you. Please forgive me. You can continue. Yeah, I get excited sometimes.
Yeah. I think on my end, I think nothing much else. I think if there is anything, I think we'll continue on in the next stream. If we miss out something or if we want to add something else. But I think for now, I think we appreciate everyone that's watching this live. All the 150 plus people. Okay, and remember, if you have any topics request, right, for the next video, right, leave it in the comments. Yeah. So maybe suggest some things for us to talk about. Yeah, because thinking of topics is quite hard sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything about that, Amir? Anything to say?
I would say do your best in this Ramadan, especially for newly convert, and for those that are fasting, keep it up. And really thank you for supporting us by watching our stream.
Yeah.
You know, Allah like to bless people, those who are faithful. I believe so, and continue to be faithful and keep praying. Sometimes you might be tired, but don't let your tired overtake you lah. Just do your best. If you pray. Yeah. So I'm thankful for you guys, and we love you guys all, and all the best for this Ramadan, so we can go through it together. Yeah. Stay strong.
And
One last thing.
Yeah.
I'm just curious, okay? Maybe off topic a bit, but since you become a Muslim, right? Maybe a bit to adapting to Islam, to the Muslim lifestyle. Do people call you by your old name or your new name?
People still call me by my old name, because if people call me straight away, I won't react because I'm still used to my English name.
I see. What about Harold or Firdaus?
Both. So, old friends will call me Harold. New friends will call me Harold and Firdaus. Depends on who I make friends with. Let's say non-Muslim will call me Harold. Muslim will call me Firdaus. I really respond to both. I'm really used to both names. Yeah.
Same. I think same. That's the same case for me. But I think people find my name hard to pronounce because it looks like 2 I or 2 L sometimes. So people have trouble with my name. But yeah, I think same. New people that I meet after I became Muslim, right? Then people know me as Ilyas. Or if they find it hard to pronounce, I will just say Elias.
Yeah, Elias Park, right? Yes, that Elias Park.
Elias.
Elias. My Park. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So once again, we try our best to not put ourselves in a situation where it's hard to perform our duties as a Muslim, our obligations, our prayers, our maintaining of eating halal food, everything. The 5 pillars of Islam that we hold closely to our heart. One is basically the Shahada, the second pillar is to pray your 5 daily prayers, do zakat, and then Ramadan you have to also do. And lastly, if we have the means to go to perform a Hajj. 5 pillars of Islam we keep close to our heart. Yeah. Brother Ilyas here is previously Buddhist, and Brother Edison is previously a Christian. I'm previously a Catholic Christian. Okay, so all 3 of us have now embraced Islam as our faith, and Islam is a faith that allows you to have even many different disagreements. Among yourself is fine. You have different opinions is fine, not disagreements, like opinions. Like, yeah, as long as the core belief is the same, the Tawheed, believe in one God, believe in the angels, believe in the books, believe in all the prophets, believe in the day of judgment, and finally, believe in predestination, Allah making the will for things to happen. And that's the 6 articles of faith we all hold on closely to. Okay, so finally, let's end the session with protection. I think we should do 3 goals, so people can go and sleep in protection. And Tasbih Fakara from Ilyas, and furthermore, Suratul Asr. Okay, what I think. Hey, listen, any of the goals yet?
Not yet.
Surah Al-Ikhlas, Surah Anas, Surah Al-Falaq? Any?
Currently just going back to study classes only. So
Okay.
still learning.
It's okay. So, okay, we're doing this so that, you can also flip the Quran to the chapter and to follow us if you want to, inshallah. Okay. Because every word we recite is 10, every single word, it's 10 rewards according to them. So, just doing these three goals is a lot of rewards during the month of Ramadan, especially during the month of Ramadan. Okay. So I'll just do the three goals, and then Elias can take over with Tasbih, Fakara, and Suratul Asr. Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس. Okay.
All right. So again, before I end it off, thanks everyone for watching. Okay, we'll see you guys on the next live on the 19th of April, 10 p.m. Singapore time. All right. So yeah, I'll end it here. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. A'udzu billahi minasy syaithanir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wal 'asr. Innal insana lafi khusr. إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر.
Alhamdulillah. Salawat to our Prophet as well. So, you know how to do it? Yes.
I think there's a lot of different versions,
A lot
but I
of
think you can do yours. You do like you do.
Okay. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah. I mean, that's the shahada, right?
Yeah, Shad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, wait. Okay. So I guess. Okay. I know. Salawat. Okay, remember it. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad. Okay, that's a salawat. Okay. May Allah bless the Prophet and his family and continue to have mercy on all of us during this month of Ramadan. Thank you for tuning in, guys, and we'll update you in the next 2 days. Right, the next 2 days is Monday, the next live streaming. What the topic
Yes.
will be. We'll discuss this. I think we haven't really thought about it. So feel
Yeah.
free to
Correct.
give us a message, okay, and let us know if you think there's a topic you want to bring us.
Correct.
Okay, nice to see people also from Germany. What do you say in German? Hi.
I have no idea.
Okay. I didn't know Duncan. Thank you. Okay. Thank you for tuning in. And Jazakallahu khairan, everyone. Thank you for sharing this live session with your friends. And good night. Take care. Have sweet dreams and wake up. Wake up for your tahajjud if you can, inshallah. And if not, wake up for your sahur to eat a bit before you start fasting. And see you in the next live session, inshallah. I mean, welcome Elizabeth to Islam. Elizabeth,
Welcome,
okay. Adios.
everyone.
Ciao. Bye.